I believe that those who subscribe and like this video will have a lot of good luck.
There is a moment every night when the world goes quiet but your mind does not. The lights are off. The door is closed. Your body is tired. Yet your thoughts begin to grow louder than they ever were during the day. It starts subtly. A replay of a conversation. A small mistake. A decision you could have made differently. Before you realize it, your brain has turned your pillow into a courtroom. A battlefield. A time machine traveling backward through regrets and forward into imaginary disasters that have not even happened. Night has a strange power over the human mind because when the noise of the outside world fades, the noise inside you finally has space to speak. During the day, distractions protect you. Messages, tasks, responsibilities, conversations and movement keep your brain focused outward. But at night, when the stimulation drops and the room becomes still, your brain shifts gears. The logical task-oriented parts slow down and the emotional reflective parts take over. The brain's default mode network becomes more active, pulling you into self-evaluation, memory scanning and future simulation. In the darkness without visual anchors, your mind turns inward, and that is where overthinking thrives. Evolution also plays a role. Long before electricity and secure homes, nighttime meant vulnerability. Our ancestors had to be alert to danger in the dark. That hyper-awareness did not disappear. It simply adapted. Now, instead of listening for predators, your brain scans for social threats, unfinished problems, potential rejection, financial risks and health fears. It treats uncertainty like danger, and at night uncertainty feels bigger because there is nothing else competing for attention. Fatigue makes it worse. When you are tired, your emotional regulation weakens. The rational part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, becomes less effective while the emotional center, especially the amygdala, becomes more reactive. That means small concerns feel larger. Neutral memories feel negative and harmless uncertainties feel catastrophic. Darkness amplifies imagination. A shadow during the day is just a shadow. At night it becomes a shape with meaning. The same happens with your thoughts. A small mistake becomes proof you are not good enough. A minor delay becomes a sign of failure. A simple uncertainty becomes a life crisis. Overthinking at night is not a sign of weakness. It is a combination of biology, psychology and environment aligning in a way that removes distractions and heightens sensitivity. But while it may be natural, it is not harmless. Chronic nighttime overthinking disrupts sleep quality. Even if you eventually fall asleep, your brain may remain in a lighter, more fragmented state. Reducing deep restorative sleep. Over time, this affects mood stability, focus, immune function and even metabolic health. Lack of sleep increases stress hormones like cortisol, which in turn makes anxiety stronger the following night, creating a vicious cycle. The more you overthink, the worse you sleep, and the worse you sleep, the more you overthink. Emotionally, nighttime rumination strengthens negative thought patterns. The brain is plastic, meaning it rewires based on repetition. If you repeatedly rehearse worst-case scenarios at night, your brain becomes more efficient at generating them. You train yourself to expect problems, to anticipate embarrassment and to predict failure. This can slowly erode confidence and increase daytime anxiety. Relationships may suffer because you replay conversations and assign negative meaning where none was intended. Decisions become harder because you fear making the wrong choice. Overthinking also steals the only time your body truly has to repair itself. Sleep is when memory consolidates, tissues heal, hormones balance, and emotional experiences are processed. When your mind refuses to rest, your body pays the price. But here is the truth that often goes unnoticed. You cannot think your way into peace at night. The mind that is tired is not the mind that solves life's deepest problems. Midnight is rarely the birthplace of wisdom. It is often the breeding ground of distortion. So how do you change it? The first step is understanding that thoughts at night are not commands. They are mental events. You do not have to follow them. One powerful shift is separating thinking from believing. Just because your brain produces a thought does not mean it is true, urgent or useful. When a thought appears, instead of diving into it, label it gently. Planning, remembering, worrying, judging. This small act activates awareness and reduces emotional intensity. Another strategy is creating a mental closing ritual before bed. The brain overthinks because it wants closure. If you leave tasks unresolved and emotions unprocessed, it tries to finish them when everything else is quiet. Spend 10 minutes before sleep writing down unfinished tasks and scheduling them for tomorrow. This signals to your brain that the issue has a container and does not need to be solved at midnight. Breathing also plays a critical role. Slow, controlled breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, lowering heart rate and calming the stress response. Try inhaling slowly for 4 seconds, holding for 4, exhaling for 6. The extended exhale tells your body you are safe. When the body feels safe, the mind follows. Limiting stimulation before bed matters more than most people realize. Bright screens, intense conversations, dramatic content and heavy problem solving keep your brain in a state of alertness. Create a wind-down period of at least 30 minutes with dim light. Calm music or gentle reading. Consistency trains your brain to associate certain cues with rest. Another transformative shift is reframing nighttime thoughts as visitors, not residents. Imagine each thought as a cloud passing through the sky of your awareness. You do not chase clouds. You watch them drift. The goal is not to eliminate thinking, but to change your relationship with it. Paradoxically, the more you try to force your mind to stop, the louder it becomes. Acceptance softens resistance. If you wake up at night with racing thoughts, instead of fighting them, try grounding techniques. Notice 5 physical sensations: the weight of the blanket, the temperature of the air, the sound in the room, the position of your body, the rhythm of your breath. Anchoring attention in sensation pulls it away from abstract worry. Long-term change also requires daytime adjustment. Overthinking at night often reflects unaddressed stress during the day. Build small moments of reflection earlier through journaling, walking without your phone, or short mindfulness exercises. When emotions are acknowledged in daylight, they are less likely to demand attention in darkness. Physical activity improves sleep depth and reduces anxiety, but timing matters. Intense workouts too close to bedtime can increase alertness. Nutrition and caffeine intake also influence nighttime mental activity. Reducing caffeine after early afternoon can dramatically lower evening rumination for sensitive individuals. Most importantly, shift your expectation. Many people believe that nighttime should be the perfect time to analyze life. In reality, it is the worst time for complex thinking. Make a rule with yourself: no life decisions after a certain hour. If a thought feels urgent, write it down and promise to revisit it in the morning. Morning light changes perception. Problems shrink under sunlight. Perspective returns when the brain is rested. Remember that your mind is trying to protect you, not sabotage you. Overthinking is often an attempt to prevent pain. Avoid mistakes and gain control. But control built on exhaustion is fragile. True clarity requires rest. When you begin treating sleep as sacred, not optional, your brain gradually learns that nighttime is for restoration, not rehearsal of fear. There will still be evenings when thoughts try to take center stage. That is normal. The goal is not perfection. It is gentleness. Each night you choose awareness over panic. Each night you breathe instead of battle. You retrain your nervous system. Over time, the silence of the night becomes less threatening and more comforting. The same darkness that once amplified your fears can become a blanket of safety. And one evening you will lie down, the room quiet, your body heavy in the best way. And when a thought tries to rise, it will not hook you. It will pass like a distant car on a faraway road. You will realize that the night was never your enemy. It was simply a mirror. And once you learn to meet it with calm instead of resistance, it becomes the most peaceful part of your day. Because the truth is, you are not your late-night thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. The quiet observer who can choose not to engage. The night does not demand answers from you. It only invites you to slow down. Each time you allow a thought to pass without chasing it, you weaken the habit of overthinking and strengthen the habit of trust. Trust in your future self. Trust in the process of rest. Trust that not everything needs to be figured out right now. Sleep is not escape, it is restoration. And when you finally let go, even for a moment, you will feel it, a gentle shift, a softening, a reminder that peace was never something you had to earn. It was something you simply had to allow. And so when the night comes and the silence begins to stretch across the room, remember that your mind does not need to solve your entire life before sunrise. The dark is not a deadline. It is a space for recovery, for softness, for surrender. Let tomorrow handle tomorrow. Tonight, Your only responsibility is to rest. Trust that clarity grows in the morning light, not in midnight tension. Close your eyes, loosen your grip on every unfinished thought, and allow yourself the one thing your mind has been asking for all along: peace.